Welcome to the session. I am Dr. S. Anusha Katyeni, Assistant Professor in Department of Chemistry, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today, we are going to discuss one of the laboratory experiment in engineering chemistry, that is estimation of copper by calorimetry. Here, we are going to know or measure the unknown concentration of copper comparing the known concentration standards of water, concentration of copper using calorimetric method. So, the brief outline of this experiment is aim and the apparatus which we are using and what are the chemicals required to do the reaction or the experiment and principle or theory involved in the estimation of this copper concentration and the experimental setup or the instrument which we are using for the estimation of copper. And what are the procedures we are following for this experiment and what are the observation tables or the readings from the instrument and the calculation part and the graph followed by result. So our aim is to estimate the amount of copper in the given solution using calorimetry. So here the apparatus which required to carry out this experiment are calorimeter and standard flask and test tubes, measuring jar and cuvettes. So the chemicals required in this experiment is copper sulfate and hydrosulfuric acid. And this is the calorimeter, digital calorimeter. So calorimetric method depends on, generally it involves the principle Beer's law. So when light is passed through a solution, it absorbs some light. So it is color solution. It absorbs some light and it gives transmitted light. It absorbs some light and the light passed from this solution will have less intensity or less light because due to the absorbance of the compounds or chemicals present in the water sample. Here generally this is the measurement of quantity of light absorbed by a color solution due to the this is according to the Beer's law. Here log I naught by IT equal to epsilon into C. What is I naught and IT? I naught is intensity of incident light. So IT is intensity of transmitted light, which fall on the water sample is called I naught and which is came out from the water sample is IT. So here E is the epsilon. Epsilon is the molar absorption coefficient and C is the concentration of the solution and L is the path length or thickness of the medium. So we can calculate using this formula. It is according to the Beer-Lambert's law and this can be represented equal to A is nothing but the absorbance is equal to epsilon into concentration of the solution into length of the path length or thickness of the medium. And optical density, it can be expressed in terms of OD is optical density equal to epsilon into concentration of the solution into path length or thickness of the medium. So it involves a step-by-step procedure. So first take 11 clean tubes and all the test tubes are labeled as from A to K. So the 11 tubes has to be labeled with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So in this manner from A to K, 11 test tubes has to be labeled. Now the standard copper sulfate solution or mother solution of 0.5 molar concentration of solution of copper sulfate has to be prepared. So once suppose this is the copper sulfate solution 0.5 molar. So this is the mother solution 0.5 molar of copper sulfate CuSO4. Now we have to dilute and prepare A to K solutions using this mother solution. So this is the copper sulfate solution. Then it mixed with distilled water and serial dilution has to be done. Here, suppose from this we have to take 1 ml, here 1 ml, plus here 2 ml, here 3 ml, here 4 ml, here 5 ml, here 6 ml, and here 7 ml, 8 ml of copper sulfate, 9 ml of copper sulfate we have to take in this way. So, if we took 1 ml, we have to add remaining, it has to be, everything will be up to 10, all the solution has to be prepared for 10 ml. So, if it is 1 ml of copper sulfate has to be mixed with 9 ml. So, the total volume is 10. So, if it is 2 ml, we have to add 8 ml. So, the total volume here is also 10. Same way, if it is 3, we have to add 7 ml of distilled water. So, if it is 4, we have to add 6 ml of distilled water. If it is 5, we have to add 5 ml of distilled water. If it is 6, we have to add 4 ml of distilled water. If the copper sulfate solution is 7, we have to add the remaining 3 ml of water. If here 8 ml is copper sulfate, we have to add 2 ml of distilled water. So, if it is 9 ml, we have to add 1 ml of distilled water. Okay. So, in this way, from A to K, we have to prepare 11 test tubes. So, this is pictorial representation where 0, here we are not adding copper sulfate. So, 0 ml of copper sulfate followed by 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 ml and 6 ml here and 7 ml, 8 ml and 9 ml and 10 ml. Now, once copper sulfate solution is added, then we start make-upping with distilled water. This is distilled water. Now, we have to make up the up to 10 ml. Again, we have to add 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Here only copper sulfate solution. So, the whole thing is happens in 5 steps. One is standard preparation, like mother solution. As we discussed, mother solution has to be prepared. 0.5 molar copper sulfate. From this, from this we have to dilute from A to K. From this we have to dilute A to K. So, next thing is instrument stabilization. In chemistry experiments, the main thing is before doing any experiment, any instrument has to be stabilized for particular time. Suppose if we are going to do this calorimetry, we have to stabilize with blank and we have to stabilize the filters before its uses and before its analysis in the laboratory. So, and for the instrument, the filter and the absorbance has to be 0 and the transmittance should be 100. So, we have to set the instrument with absorbance 0 by inserting the blank water and the transmittance should be 100. And the third step here, first step is preparation of standards and the diluted standards. Second step is instrument stabilization and third step is measurement of absorbance. So, here we are going to measure the absorbance using the instrument. First, the absorbance of the blank. So, blank is nothing but the distilled water. 10 standards of solutions which we prepared by using 1 ml of copper sulfate and 9 ml of water. Next, B is 2 ml of copper sulfate and 8 ml of water. C is 3 ml of copper sulfate and 7 ml of distilled water. Like this way, from A to K, 10 standards are prepared and one unknown solution, which we don't know the concentration. So, which we don't know the concentration, but the color of the solution is blue. We have to find out the concentration of copper present in that unknown solution. Then, by taking the readings of the standards, we have to plot a graph. A graph is plotted with absorbance and concentration. So, if it is 0.01, 0.02, somewhere if we are getting the absorbance reading like this, we have to plot a graph by using these readings. Then Now the unknown concentration of the solution is somewhere here. We have to correlate this and we have to find the unknown concentration of the copper solution through the graph. Then the measurement of the absorbance with calorimeter is generally a two-step process. The blank solution consists of all reagents and developing color. Generally, if some stabilizing agents we are using, like sulfuric acid, on preparation of copper sulfate solution, for stabilization, some amount of sulfuric acid is added. So the blank here nothing but only the mixture of sulfuric acid and water, but no reagent or no complex material, like no copper material is added inside the blank solution. So the measurement with colorimetry can be done by the first thing we have to do is absorbance to 0 and the transmittance to 100%. So the light which is passing 100% transmittance means the light which is passing from the source to the detector, it should be 100%. So that is the stabilization point in calorimeter. So now replace the blank solution, take out this blank solution and keep the standard solution in the cuvette holder. Here for calorimetry we will use cuvettes. These are the small test tube like apparatus where the solution was filled 3/4 and inserted inside this calorimeter. So once the reading was took, we have to replace the solution with the another standard and we have to take the reading for we have to wait for constant value, then we have to take the reading, then throw this solution and then take the other solution, like if A completed, move on to the B, next to the C, like this, C to E, then up to K. We have to take the readings from A to K. After that, we have to take the reading of the unknown solution in the same way. So a table is plotted with the from A to K and the absorbance with from A to K. Absorbance has to be noted in the respective column. Then the measurement of absorbance of unknown solution. So it measures the absorbance for unknown solution at the same filter using the graph using absorbance and it determines the unknown solution. Here if we see the the theory which we have seen is a pictorial representation of all the theory which we have came through. Now this is the visible light. So it is passed, these are the filters. So it is passed through the diffractor or gratings or filters. Then it enters into the colored solution. This is like our copper sulfate solution. Then here the photocell will be there. So when the light passes, the solution present in the copper sulfate solution absorbs ions and gives the light. Based on the absorbance, the absorption of the light, we will get the absorbance in the calorimeter. So based on the absorbance we got, we are going to plot a graph with this absorbance in the left side. Here absorbance, x-axis and y-axis concentration. We are going to plot and correlate. So this is the tabular column where 0 plus 10 ml means here we are not adding the copper. Next B is 1 plus 9 ml. C is 2 ml of copper sulfate plus 8 ml of water. And D is 3 ml of copper sulfate and 7 ml of water. So by adding this concentration, the concentration and the molarity we are getting for this solution is 0.05 m, 0.10, 0.15 m, 0.2 m, 0.25 m and 0.35 m, 40 m and 0.45 m. For J it was 0.45 m and K it is 0.50 m. Then the next value should be the unknown. So this concentration we don't know. Based on this absorbance, we are plotting from the graph.
I am going to demonstrate the calorimeter experiment and we are going to estimate the copper in different solutions. And here these are the serial dilutions. This is the copper standard. This is 0.5 molarity copper standard, which we can see here, the blue colored solution. These are the serial dilution. The instrument we are using is calorimeter. It works on the Beer-Lambert's law. So here, before using, here the colored solution absorbs light intensity. Based on this principle, we are going to measure the copper concentration in unknown solution. So we are going to plot a graph with known solutions of copper standards. So how we prepared? This is 0.5 m copper sulfate solution. So by taking 1 ml from this 0.5 m solution, we prepared B. So 1 ml of copper sulfate, 9 ml of distilled water. So again C, we prepared copper sulfate with 2 ml and distilled water 8 ml. So same way in D, 3 ml of copper sulfate solution and distilled water 7 ml. So the same way here it increases. So the copper sulfate solution from A to K increases from 0 to 10, whereas in distilled water it decreases from 10 to 0. So every solution will have 10 ml of, every solution will have 10 ml where the concentration of copper sulfate and distilled water differs. Here the B is 1 ml of copper sulfate and 9 ml of distilled water. Where coming to J, it is 9 ml of copper sulfate and 1 ml of distilled water. So if we observe here, we can see the increase in the color because we are diluting by adding the distilled water in respect to solutions. So we are going to measure in the calorimeter. Here first we are taking, so for the every instrument we have to calibrate for 10 minutes before its uses. So after this we have to adjust the instrument. This is the cuvette we are using to measure the solutions in calorimeter. So here if we have to place here, we have to adjust it this instrument to 0. So it will show calibrating. So the absorbance should be 0 and percentage transparency will be 100. So the next solution we are taking is A. This is also blank. So before insertion of this cuvette, it should be water free and it should be clear. We should not touch on the surface of the cuvette because the light is transmitted through the solution. Based on the absorbance of the light, we are going to see and we are going to measure the concentration of copper. So it should be fingerprints free and it should be free from water. The surface should be clear. So before the insertion, we have to clean the surface of the cuvette. So here the absorbance is 0 because we took only 0 of distilled, no solution, no color solution in this water. Now we are taking B solution which is having 1 ml of copper sulfate and 9 ml of distilled water. So we have to clean the surface and we have to take only 3/4 of the cuvette. So it should be water and chemical free. It should be clean. So we are inserting the A solution, B solution which is having 1 ml of copper sulfate and 9 ml of distilled water. So if we see the absorbance is 0.10 because it is a colored solution, the copper present in the water absorbs some light, so it gives the absorbance is 0.10. So now we are moving to the next concentration. So the same way we have to do for B, C, D, E, F solutions. So I am taking another F solution which is having 5 ml of copper sulfate and 5 ml of distilled water. Only 3/4 of the cuvette has to be filled with the solution. Again the cuvette should be clean before the insertion. Now the absorbance. So for the B we got 0.10 whereas that is having only 1 ml of copper sulfate. Whereas for the for F solution which is having 5 ml like 1:1 ratio of copper sulfate and distilled water, the absorbance got increased. It was showing 0.34. So it clearly indicates based on this, if the copper in the solution increases, the absorbance increases. So we are going to plot a graph based on these dilutions. So after that, now the aim is to calculate the unknown concentration of copper in the unknown solution. So for this, from A to K, we know the concentration of copper sulfate which we added in the preparing the water. Now this is unknown. We don't know the concentration of copper in the water sample. Now we are going to measure the unknown solution. Only 3/4 of the cuvette has to be taken. Then wipe it with the paper or tissues. Then insert into the calorimeter. So the absorbance is 0.21. So we are going to plot a graph based on the concentration of the copper and absorbance and concentration. So we will get the graph like this. So the graph will be like this. So if we are getting 0.21 somewhere here, we can match the absorbance and concentration here. There we can, this is the copper concentration. There we can know the concentration of copper present in this unknown solution. So this is the way we are going to use the concept to find out the concentration of copper in unknown solutions.
So the weight of copper present in the given solution is here. From the absorbance we have to calculate the molecular weight of copper sulfate into volume divided by we will get from the graph and divided by 1000 gives us the concentration of copper present in the solution of unknown solution. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.